back to another episode of the Student to Life podcast, where learning and unlearning has no limits. I'm your host, Stretch, and Shan's not here, but we have my brothers in the building, my uncle and my brother in the building. We have DJ Brad in the building, my brother, and I have Supa Twitch in the house today with us. Uncle Twitch. And today, people, for the people who don't understand Patois, this might be a very difficult episode for you because, we're just going to be talking like, or the bridging them talk.
That's our reason. Yeah.
So Twitch, before we go any further, we ask all the guests this question. We named the podcast Student to Life Podcast because we wanted to educate. So when you hear the name Student to Life Podcast, what's the first meaning will come to mind for you?
Well, I guess it's about teaching and sharing experiences, I think, of my life but I so as an elder, I can teach some youths.
Yes, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm still a student of life because once you live and you learn every day. So
yes, sir.
It's a great vibe. So people there, them and thing.
Oh, what you, Brad? Wait.
Oh, me?
Brad, what's your Brad?
No, because, we all learn differently. You understand? Like, as I said, Twitch can learn something from we can learn something from
Always a learn, brother.
So,
Always a learn.
In that case, student to life mean you always have room to learn
Exactly.
more. Nobody not perfect.
There's no limit to learning, brother.
Yeah, but so when Twitch wall way anyway and decided to chat, we chat for hours and give the history from a Kilobol foot or whatever them call it. And we know the history, but we have to make other people who watch the podcast know the history. Like when you start, like when you get your start, at what age? Because we know you start young.
So we're not doing the age thing,
From Jesus, did young when you start.
Age because age is just a number we didn't have to talk about.
Right.
But 1988 is the first time I really play music. For all those who don't know. 1988. No, 1988. I never born it.
No, never born it.
You understand? And that was December of 1980, the first time I actually set up on a sound system.
You remember the day?
The day exactly. December 29th.
That's crazy.
A place them called my father's place on Winwood Road, out of East. You
So
understand?
me a rumor say you're born in New York.
Yeah, man. I'm not born in New York. So I kind of grew up in New York, but I'm born in Connecticut.
Okay.
And then my mother moved to Jamaica when I was 3. So I kind of have the Jamaica influence there.
Okay.
You understand? So I was a Yankee youth.
You still not have the injection.
No.
you don't have immunization?
No, sir.
No, I'm born a firm.
So I have that big something the Jamaicans have.
Right.
I have that something.
So what flying in your head like, yo, a music mom?
Bro, man, choose me,
Yeah.
Like I tell people all the time, the greatest line in the music is when Busy Signal say, him choose music and music choose him. And I think that's what it was. For me personally, it was just that me just loving. I fell in love with dancehall music. Bass man, Bridget would give me a dancehall cassette. I'll never forget him give me a Saxon in England with Supercat and Nicodemus and the man my DJ for 90 minutes straight. For them alone. I'm like, this was crazy. You know what I mean? And then we get the next cassette was Stereo One versus Redman. And that was like, Tichy was like, you know what I mean? And
The man, them time.
Them time, you know what I mean? And them time I be a disco boy. You understand?
Show me the map.
Yeah.
But dancehall just come take over.
Right.
Like, just take over my spirit. And I never really understood what it was. And then a virgin that I knew in the area, East Kingston, he had a sound before he went to foreign and then buy back a sound and come back and name it Supersonic. And it's like, we just end up just start follow the sound. Like,
right.
Just, but when the sound was to premiere themselves and thing, and he was like, come in, man, and we start play. But they didn't know if I take out the bass key and them stuff there. I don't know nothing about music.
You just go around the song.
Tenge. I never forget him teach me how to mix and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it chose me, bro.
So when you did start, right, was it still DJing on sound system like you just would stitch them? Because remember you had
at that time you still had DJs and songs. You still had the Metro Medias, you still had the Stereo One was still around, you still had the Jaros.
Right.
Jaro, and you had Black Star with Tiger, Creation with Papa San.
Yeah.
You still had the
before you go no further, explain to them what we mean by when we say DJ on sound system. Because that's how dancehall started, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So people must understand the reason why Americans would call a selector a DJ,
right,
and Jamaicans would call an artist
a
DJ is because back then the sound system was like a radio station.
Mm-hmm.
we couldn't get with song them played upon RGR or the JBC, the radio stations of the day. So when you wanted the music heard, you know, you were the originator.
Right.
It's
Toasting them call it.
you know, and we decided to say, yo, listen, we're gonna have our own thing. And the artists would when they play certain songs, the artists would toast.
Yeah, they call it toasting.
On the songs. It was toasting.
That's what
play them on the sound cards, skip stereograph, do it, Ja, while the record play. And
that's
then
what you
them flip the record with the version and then him just do him song them when him can't get flip on the radio. Him do him song them.
That's how the dub came in.
So that the dub thing came in a little bit later.
After recording started.
Okay, let's clarify. When I said dub, like it's not when an artist I call it.
Right, you mean live mixing.
It's more of a live mixing of instruments and, you know, the bass line. And then Uri was one of those people who used to...
He might have originated.
Yeah. So the dub plate is not the dub plates, but more of dubbing. Like I think I only heard that in UK now. I think they only
them still
that in UK.
Right. So even with that with dancehall wasn't really accepted, like by corporate and radio and
none at all.
Right.
It's still not really accepted now.
None at all. It's really accepted now.
Right.
You know,
I can see why now.
You know, for me personally, and I say this with no apology, the fact that you have something that can elevate ghetto youth from being hungry, from not having somewhere to sleep, your family suffering,
right,
and then you're elevated to be one of the richest kids on the island, and nobody facilitates or make way for that.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. You know what I mean? So, you know, Jamaica needs to do better, but that's another story.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to talk about it because if you really think about it, look at Bob Marley, right?
Right.
He's still not a national hero because he wasn't accepted at the time. They were killing Rastaman at the time, remember?
Bro, growing up, the things over here about Rastaman, in our my time.
They call him Black Heart.
Black Heart, man. They want to kidnap you.
Yeah.
And them something there.
Because of how them
not knowing that, and there's so many things that Rastaman, it's so crazy that know that everybody's trying to eat properly.
Right.
As far
that's
as
where it came from. Meditation.
Rastaman, I tell you, you have to be connected with the earth.
Yeah.
I mean,
and eat your greens and low meat and all of a sudden everybody we're eating properly. Rastaman, I said it from in the 70s.
The thing is with us, we grew up on all type of liberty, the Rasta.
Right.
Because, you know, our community grow we as a youth. It's not mother and father. Yeah, them do that for them feed we, but
I remember it's my mother and father, when my father passed, rest in peace, Dad.
Yeah.
They're married for 50 odd years.
Right.
I know me not married. It's not because me not follow my father tradition.
Yeah.
But it's based on how me say it. But our greatest legend. We talk about Bob. Our greatest legend.
Right.
And the biggest realist, bro.
Yeah, but
real talk.
Yeah, but that part
all of a sudden now, Baba legend, Twitch, we don't like it.
But even with that, I'm saying reggae wasn't accepted when he started it either. Rasta wasn't accepted when he started it either.
Yeah, because he went to a lot of problems.
And I feel like it's kind of hypocritical for the government to be so involved in even the making of the film, because up till now, he can't be known as a national hero. We go across the world, brother. Who them know?
Bob Marley
and Usain Bolt, bro.
First of all, Bob Marley
and from Jamaica. They don't know who George William Garden is. They don't know that.
But up to 13 years ago, it wasn't Usain Bolt. I mean, Usain Bolt
was Bob Marley alone.
It was just Bob
Marley. He's the one who put, when we go anywhere, it's like, you're from Jamaica.
Oh, Bob Marley,
right. And then weed.
Right.
Right after that, seriously.
Right.
Like Bob Marley, weed, right? And you know, obviously reggae music.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we, as a people, even when Bob was alive, wasn't really accepted by Jamaica the way he should have been.
Right.
It's when Bob passed, we realized that no man, but the money.
To do the thing.
And it was a different time. Let's be fair. You know, Bob was selling out stadiums.
Right.
Yeah.
100,000 people.
Of white people, I heard.
Of white people and everything. And it's when them dead people I said,
this man was a legend.
Because the white people was him in.
In real life.
Yeah,
you know
the Mali has accepted him. White people was him.
It was a rebel music, and the time was a rebel time.
Yeah.
You know, in America, in the 70s, you know, it was the Vietnam War. I'm going to go into too much into that history, but it was a rebel time where people was going against the system. The system, you know what I mean? So when you talk about in the 70s where people was like, yo, we're just free, let's smoke.
That's how we got shot,
Let's go against this because we're fighting against people who don't, because of their skin color and blah, blah, blah. You know, Bob had the music.
The soundtrack, basically. Even with the apartheid in South Africa,
everything. Is that the rebel nation? Is that the rebel part of why him got shot, or it was just a
no? That was politics.
That's another story where we probably need to watch a movie.
Yeah,
because
probably.
Bob got through it.
Yeah.
Because Bob with that peach love, you know.
Yeah.
But you see which part him hail from?
Trench.
It was Trenchtown.
Yeah.
You know, he's a socialist era, so automatically him get labeled as a socialist artist, and so that people, even though him preach peace, automatically people on the other side of us say, hey,
come from.
the same come from.
So wait, that's how Peter Tosh get caught up in that, right?
Well, Peter Tosh is a rebel too.
Yeah.
You know, and Peter Tosh is a man of speaking mind.
But with him rough, like a rough man.
Him a the ragamuffin.
Raga.
You understand? Him not really, him not whole words. You understand?
I know the funny thing, but at the barber shop there, then I was watching this movie with Asmouth. I don't know if you remember that movie.
Oh, you're talking about, man.
Remove you! If you never watch.
I love that movie.
I'm telling the movie. We're moving him again.
What's the name of it?
I'm going to tell you the movie. I'm going to talk about it one night. Channel Star.
It's
on phone there.
I forgot the name of it.
No, man.
Where I come back from? But I that's it. I was in
Asmouth, yeah, man.
And the funny thing is,
he was a drummer. Put it here. Remember, say them go to the club and I'm gonna play some disco.
Yeah.
And I was a rasta. How you play some soul music?
Right.
And them thing there, yeah.
I forgot the name of the movie though.
But
I mean, we remember it though. Well, I'm telling you on the go.
But back to you now, right? If it wasn't selected, what else? Chef, teacher, preacher.
And I'm probably a liar, you know. Yeah. That really was my intention for go law school when I forward and forward from Jamaica. When I moved back to New York, that was the whole thing. I love arguing, I don't know that already. And I thought that was a love chat.
That's a fact.
So I want to be a lawyer. And as I said before, I forward, it's crazy. When I left Jamaica, 1990, 91 to be exact, 1991, July.
The year I was born.
My whole thing was done with music. I go to school. My sister was already in the States. And my mom and dad was in Jamaica. I decided to say, yo, mom, I hate this. I've been playing music. And back then, playing music for me was not really, let's say it was a hobby. Mm-hmm. But the first time somebody pay me, I'm like, what are you paying me for?
Yeah, you love doing so much.
I would have done it regardless. You know what I mean? So I said, yo, listen, I get my life together. And I'm not going to tell you my age, but I was still a teenager. And I decided to say, I'm going to go to school. I'm on forward and sign up for go school and thing. My same brethren, ironically, same brethren would give me the Coxsone cassette and the stereo on cassette, Black Adan. He was playing Africa at the time. What? And I never forget, he would say, yo, we'll go Bronx tonight. And them time, and I said, we have my car, right. That train, we have to take the train. So he come check me at Canarsie, them time, my sister live at Canarsie, and we take the train and we end up Harlem, because I used to hang out on 127. Them time, the 127, Harlem was like, no. It was like the biggest rats you've ever seen in your entire life was running. Like they were like pets, bro.
Them still there, but they're probably hiding.
Nah, trust me. They're kind of cleaned up now.
They're uptown now.
But back then, we were hanging on the corner and then we would take I'll never forget, we would take a livery cab, a $10 cab to Bronx. And that's where I end up around Africa again. Because my version, I play the sound. I know music. And we start get 1 and 2 mix and Ray and stuff like that. I start pass record to him and stuff like that because it's something we can do.
Right.
It became, it's a part of my DNA, so it was nothing. So at the end of the day, I still wanted to do music some sort of way, but I never planned. I really did move on from music, so to speak. And then it find me again. You know what I mean? It just find me again.
So when you moved to New York, no, you basically it's like you couldn't avoid it. Like you say, it chose you, right?
Brother, it chose me, brother. I got there, and the night in particular, I'll never forget, it was Africa and Stone Love. It was a Tuesday night, a place called Rainbow Lounge. And back then, rainbow meant different colors like this guy. So it was Rainbow Lounge. And I never forget, because I knew Rory from Jamaica.
Okay.
And Rory knew me, because I used to play a sound. After playing Supersonic, I played a sound in Blackstone, and Blackstone and Stone Love would play all the time. So he knew me. Yeah. And them see me, and I said, "Are you telling me where you from?" I'm going to say, Blackstone, man. I said, "Oh, okay, you live out far now." And he looked to Claude, I never forget. He looked to Claude, I said, Claude, look, you tell body, no? Claude, I said, hey, Claude, know me from nowhere.
Right.
When Rory said,
Rest in peace, Super Claude.
Rest in peace, Super Claude. Rory said that to Claude, and Claude was like, okay, I'm here, but he obviously, when you hear them thing, they just say, okay, let's see what's going on.
Right.
I'm still mix two songs. You know what I mean?
I heard back then it was more competitive.
As far as what?
To be a DJ is like in the whole world of being a DJ, like sound system was the thing. And, you know, it was harder to get into that realm. And then it was so competitive between, even with clashing and all, and I come from DJing and all these things. So it was very competitive.
My journey is either buck up, luck. God is in it, obviously. But buck up and luck. Because at that moment, Africa was the biggest sound system in America.
Right.
It was Africa was a stone love
to America. Right.
And I heard that too.
So for me, indirectly, find myself
on the biggest sound.
But the biggest sound in America was ludicrous.
Like, unheard of,
Unheard of.
Because every man would go box boy
and exactly, you know. And I'm like, yo, how many person? And it just this is 1991. By the end of 1991, I'm traveling on Africa by myself, by default.
And you were the youngest on the sound at the time.
So I'm the youngest in sound business.
so
I'm the youngest in sound business
at the time.
You know, it's funny that we talk about this because I talked to Killer last week. I talked to Bounty Killer last week, and he was like, he might tell me something, and I'm looking at him like, yo, Killer, you're yours? The man said, Twitch, when you come to Jamaica as a little youth? And as in a studio, and I tell me, he said, yo, you want this spot? This I really want that from them. I said, who the little youth?
That was a good man.
Okay. but you understand what I'm saying? Like, I was not. So, for some reason, bro, as I said, I don't know if it's buck up or whatever, but I was doing stuff that I wasn't doing that year before. I was doing major stuff. So by 1992, I'm traveling with Afrique internationally, Canada, my first trip, December 31st, 1991. Me and Claude supposed to go. Claude have a next date. Because I'm going to tell you something, Claude had an inventor of double dates. You know?
Like, take 2 dates one night.
Take 2 dates one night.
But they had the DJs for that.
No, we didn't. Right? It was unheard of, bro. He was just a kind of artist, in general, but he knew that Africa was so big.
Right.
So that's when he realized that him still a youth, they can mix, and them have a voice, because that's the first thing anybody noticed about me, being a young kid.
Right, your voice
My voice was big.
Yeah.
So when they hear me, I said, yo, look, you have a big voice, huh? Okay. That's good, because, and I'm like, no. But someone that went,
the voice of heavy.
The voice of your rough.
You try to lift box. If you have them voice, you have to lift box.
Yeah.
Where you go people sound business?
So, Max, what your parents think about that? Because you know, back in the day, your parents were a doctor, lawyer, teacher, nurse, something that.
Listen, my mother, Miss Thelma Sanchez. Everybody goes say for the mother the greatest.
Yeah.
But I chose to meet my mother. Whenever I meet her, I said, John, you know some of my mother good, but that lady, I like her. No, listen, she knew exactly what it was from day one. And she never yet once said, even when daddy never to night.
Or daddy never night.
Daddy was like, yo, my youth, you need to do something. You know that's the, you know what I'm saying? But mom was like, she never said, oh, you should have finished school, or you should have this, that, or she was like, follow your partner.
No, we don't have that still. Well, we had it because we never, our parents never go against it.
And we're talking about times, because now, to sell to your mom or your dad that you want to be a DJ, you actually could say, yo, mom, I'm in a course in college.
No, but that's what I said.
You know what I mean? Back then it was like, you're dumb, so that's why you're being a DJ.
But being in Jamaica though, you know, for you to say you want to take up sound system. Because I used to know my semester play sound on my car. So, you know, your parents are going to look at you like,
my youth. This really there for.
But like, we didn't go through that though.
We never got through that.
We didn't go through that.
My father used to keep down, so we never had to go through that.
We never go through that
process.
That's
absolutely great, because at the end of the day, if mommy did say, yo, you can't play music, you can't come in here, you know someone go home.
Yeah.
because automatically you're going to rebel.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's so much man that go through that.
Bro,
even as artists.
If my mother, and then hopefully she watched this podcast and knows that those are the past. I want to know what I went through.
Right.
What I did.
Facts. To know.
To know.
Yeah.
like if she knew it, she would have a heart attack.
That, bro.
Because
I know your parents alone. Oh, story about
Right.
stories. Like them probably look like
there's some
no
place. Pan soundtrack. Rain a fall. Chop all in states up, breeze up, blue and beer something. What me I do? But I said, mommy, the sound I play so rich. And those days were different.
Right.
I'm talking about these days. I'm 15 years old. I'm 16 years old. 15.
If I'm
16.
sure.
No, my son can't go to the road at 15.
Can't if you
I was talking about the days when obviously we don't have a cell phone.
Right.
So I can say, mommy,
No
I'm
communication.
rich. I'm good.
Yeah.
No, it was just like
hopefully you come back.
she just do a prayer and just don't say we come back here.
Beard.
Say, oh, you did just left school.
So I graduated Georges
Okay.
in 1990. So when I graduated Georges and I started
Yeah,
to,
tell people
People
years
start
ago.
calculating.
no, because you know what's crazy? I graduated very young.
Right. That's what I was gonna ask you.
I was very
So
young.
now you're not-
I'm past my common entrance. You know what common entrance is? I passed my first choice. I'm past very young. You know what I passed my first choice. We're going to high school. I was
Yeah.
10, 11 years old.
Yeah, man. So
When I
okay.
was going to high
You
school.
pass it young.
Honestly, we can't say we can't calculate.
You're going to be off. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So all right. So now we get to the history part, right? What do you think the difference is? Because we know the difference because we were in like the era of the transition.
Right.
So we were in
right.
transition from record to CD to computer. We were in that transition.
Right.
We never started with record, but when it hit CD, that's when we started. But we
Right,
saw it.
Right.
But when we grew up in that, we grew up
And I see it.
see it. Like we stand up around the sun and I watch it one
Right.
night.
Exactly.
Because we're allowed to, because we're pick up backup.
Right.
I
We're
think
supposed to pick up backup.
I think that was the biggest regret for me, though.
What
Not being
playing.
able to play records. I never got the chance to actually play.
when I listen back, dances that I played with records, I don't know how I did it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Compared to now.
Right,
'Cause-
compared to now, yeah.
Because I used to watch them play. I used to watch them play.
How
And I
fast me I play back then?
Right.
And if you turn over
Because remember,
and change.
yo,
But now you're
because now we have everything in front of us. We're
Right.
gonna search for something, and you know what I
find
mean.
it. But this is why I went through the process of mixing. Remember I used to customer say, "Oh, you mix so fast?"
Right.
Because I used to do it with CDs. And because the song
I don't
just
think
right
we teach you know.
it's facts. The student of life. So you have to learn.
Let me tell you about Brad though. Like the first time I heard Brad play, and I don't want to stray off, but it really connects to the fact that you guys were in the transition stages.
Right.
How he played some songs.
I don't remember when the first time.
The first time I actually took notice, me personally, I was
Right.
in garden one night, and Top Up at the time,
Top
and I don't know
On
if he
Sunday.
was playing for Gary. I don't know if it
on
was.
Sunday.
I don't remember.
Probably Sunday.
Mike, that's your history. I don't know about your history.
Probably Sunday.
But the reality was, he played the songs them like he was there.
Right. And you said to me the other night
I
too.
said it to you.
Yeah.
He played the 90s things where I'm never born.
Right. Like you
He
did
played
it.
like he did it. It's not meant, because a lot of people will play 90s, because I see 90s parties with certain selectors and then play certain songs, but
The
the way
top
they
10.
play, I know they
The
didn't
top
live it.
10. Yeah.
Right.
They didn't live it.
Right.
You played it like you lived it. I'm like, this dude. And
Yeah.
I said it to Smokey, or probably carry him at the time. I'm like, yo, that you body know. Because all you play the music them is like you lived it and not like you was there and how it was supposed to be played.
You know what? I said it to you before too. That's what gets to me with enough of the like big older selectors. You
Right.
understand? You were of that era. You lived it.
Can I rephrase that? What do you mean by that? But older, bigger, older. Like,
Age older.
okay.
not fat.
That's what I'm old boys know.
Yeah, right.
No, but that's
But
the thing.
that's the thing. What gets to me with them is that, bro, you was there, but we are played better than you. You actually have 15 with we when we actually have.
And
Yeah,
the funny
that's what
thing
I
is,
said.
I've been to so many, like I love old school parties. Like,
Right.
and that's my enjoyment.
But
When we go to
I
some-
you hear me up in over here, the Twitch
Yeah,
for half hour.
yeah,
you know,
right.
yeah.
And that's what I love.
Right.
So it's like, I want to hear the history. It's like when you play certain song and say, okay, I'm there in New York, I'm there. This and this and this.
me
and
love
that.
them, me love
Man, I say, yeah.
That's why we love Radical, you know.
Radical
There's a
always
love is
be
the
a
Radical
story.
There's
There's a storyline behind the music.
Supa, the same thing.
Same
So it's
thing.
like when you go to certain parties where I look for hear certain songs, like I say, all right, even that segment,
Yeah.
like a ear,
Some songs.
some song.
Right.
And you're like, so, you move from,
That's not it. It doesn't even feel right.
right,
Right.
like,
In a connect.
All right. I mean, I get a joke. Like, me here, the man that impressed me the most when it comes to like partying was Polish. And Polish is one of them dude that play like he was actually there.
right.
And Polish was studio one. And big man in the party would not go studio one, go play some of
Right,
them songs,
right.
bro.
So Polish, one of my favorite selectors.
I can
right
say that.
now.
I can say the same.
One of my
Because
favorite selectors.
yeah.
And I remember probably about 6-7 years ago. I mean, no, Polish years ago.
Yeah.
So the story with Polish and the connection I have with Polish is that when him go to New York, start link with Supa Cloud. That time he leave Africa. So.
Yeah.
At high school,
And the first thing God said to him, remind me of Twitch. Because he don't know nobody will love music.
And he actually said it too. Polish had said it. Yeah, I said it.
He said, Claude, you remind me of Twitch. So Claude, Polish wasn't playing Africa, but he had right to this day.
Him still have them.
Africa dubs.
Him still have them.
Him still play.
And he play them and him take them.
Yeah.
So and Polish, I never forget, but like about 7 years ago, Polish called to me and we were at one party and that dude brought tears to my eye. No more. Like he brought tears to my eye because he was like, yo, bro, I look up to you so much because when Claude said that to me, I started to look back, see
how the relation.
like why?
Yeah.
I know because we're brown.
Right. Look at still.
Yeah. It was better looking, but listen. You might try to figure out. And when he study African thing them and him start in the man come and say, brother, are you create them thing? I'm say, yeah, man, brother. But Claude gave me that platform, that access to do what I did. And the things that when Africa play now, half of the time when I'm playing in a dance, half of it I go say Twitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, really, and I'm not saying that because the hype thing.
Right.
It's just the reality of what it was
at the time, right?
At the time, right?
Yeah.
And Polish was like, yo, bro, like, you didn't know how you inspired me. Like, I'm like, damn, bro, you don't make me cry, nigga. Like, come read so much. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even with as much as the thing with Killer, the things that Killer remember about me,
Yeah.
I'm looking at Killer like, bro, do you remember this?
Yeah. So right now it's tax season, and if you need your taxes done the real right way, hit us up at Spectrum Tax Group. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us, our website is www.spectrumtaxgroup.com. All right? So if you need your taxes done, tax season is upon us. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram and shoot us a DM, and we'll take care of you. Touch back to the Killer situation.
No, so as I said, like that day when Killer said certain things to me, like how he saw me as a kid, it was unheard of. Because usually back in them days, you know, the big man for the sound, and as I said, I was the youngest back then. So for him, you know, we're same age group, Killer, Be the Man, but I was on a platform before them boss, before the Killer, and the Beanie Man, and I can name a few.
No, I know that you talk about that, right? What was that relationship between the artists and the selectors? Because we know that not for the people them not gonna get the chance to meet an artist, but they're gonna see we as the people them can talk to and heal and you know, directly correspond with them not with the artists. So them see we as that next step down from that celebrity level.
And that's where nowadays we have lost that connection.
Right.
That's
we have lost the because of you know, social media and whatever it is. For some reason, the artists believe that they don't really need
the DJs.
The DJs so much.
And that's a crazy. No,
do they don't? Do they need us?
They don't need
Absolutely.
They don't need the DJs, and they feel they don't need the DJs till them reach another party. And then they have 20 new songs for play.
Exactly.
Monopoly.
Exactly. So at the end of the day,
so your thing is they still need us.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. So all right. So prime example, if you get a song tomorrow, and it's playing on YouTube, the world might know it. Right? But when we play a song,
in our party,
we represent the artist at that moment. That's how I look at it. As every selector.
How you bring it across?
At that moment. When you intro a song, Brad plays it, you intro the song, you speak whatever truth.
Right.
Based on the song.
Yeah.
Right? So you become that artist at that moment, you know.
Yeah.
That's why certain songs me can't play, you know.
Right. Because you're gonna
if I don't believe if I don't believe in what you're saying,
you know, that's me too.
I can't play.
Like, all right, but I'll go some places, right? And them say, yo, that song around the place or big song this another area. I listen to it. I cannot connect to the song. If I cannot connect to a song, it's hard for me to play.
It's hard. We're not playing it, you know.
But it's hard. Like, it have to reach a point where the song.
So the connection there.
And I'm like,
regardless of how many views you may have on YouTube, and whatever you think you got, how many streams, the connection
from you to the people
is different.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's a reason why we don't have iPods and auto in a dance.
Right.
We are needed.
Right.
And a lot of selectors don't even understand how much they're needed. most of the
I wish they understood that. I wish they understood.
So the old school artists them understood that there was a connection between Killer and the artist, between Beanie and between the artist and the selector.
Right.
Sprague the same thing.
I heard Master said the same thing. When she's performing, she's like, the whole VIP whatever is cool, but she wants the connection to the people.
Yes, man. Yeah. Has to be. You know, and for some artists when I want the dub plate, I even understand.
Right, the importance.
The importance of dub plates.
Right.
It's very important.
It annoys me.
Right. Not even some jobs, they don't get no ideas.
Bro, you're not getting anything. And the funny thing is, all right, let me tell you, I'm going to say this. One of the smartest artists, new artists, that I've seen for the past few years is TJ.
Absolutely.
But tell you why TJ was charging one price for drift, one drift for boss.
Yeah. Because you have someone as soon as they make a big song, you see that song here, X amount, and this one
right. TJ was charging the same price to everybody.
And they were still, and that time there was artists that still doing dub sessions without no charge, you know, so them money I forget them dub.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
But then, of course,
you know that.
You know you have a list of people where you don't say, Stole up, I forget them, Renaissance, I forget them tune.
It's not like that anymore.
You know what I mean?
Nah, it ain't like that no more.
All right, so in the next thing, right?
I feel like they don't need me.
Right, so you did a lot of years in the business. Right?
35 years.
35 years, right?
Damn, bro. That's
what advice, like, for people like us then, right? Like, we aspire to have that longevity in a career, but at some point, when you decide you reach a certain point, you're not going to tour as much, you're not going to do as much dates. You don't have, a lot of us don't have pension plans.
Right.
We don't have a life insurance and stuff like that.
You have to create that for yourself.
And that's what I'm saying. So what's the advice to them to say when they get to a certain age and you're not do this like at a high level anymore? How do you maintain? Because you have to stop at some point.
Why, brother? They're every single year, I say this is probably my last year.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. But me on the talk, so I don't know that.
I don't believe in retirement though. You feel like
that's not really retirement.
It's just a choice of where you want to play.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I would advise you if you get to a certain level, if you get to 35 years in anything, is absolutely, I don't care if you're a police, I don't care if you're a fireman, I don't care what you do.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Right.
To actually, for actually there, so I talk to know and I talk about this is a big deal for me.
And the funny thing is, knowing as DJs and selectors what we go through on a regular night.
On a regular night. No, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
What I have to deal with behind the scenes.
Right.
So for my advice to anybody and to Uno, stay true to yourself.
Right.
Number one.
Yeah.
The love for music cannot extinguish because for me, that keeps me going.
Right.
The love for music, brother, like as much as how many times you call and say, yo, who sing that song there? But like it to the
and you know the funny thing you say to me, I remember saying me younger, and me ask him like, yo,
who that to chat about?
Who that?
I stay connected, even just by ear.
Right.
You know what I mean? I keep my antennas up, and even when I don't feel physically like, oh God, I gotta go to work.
Right.
As soon as I get there, I'm cool.
Yeah, as soon as we turn on,
go through the motions. So it's after doing it for so many years, you're gonna get that. But naturally, at the end of the day, keep your ears to the ground. Stay connected with the people. Also, don't hype. The humility is key.
It's key.
But we really ask about like the financial part of it still. Because, you know, I'm No, but think about it now. I'm going to do it for 35 years.
Yeah.
And you barely make anything because you've been living hand to mouth for 35 years.
And a lot of us have done that.
Yes.
And for me personally, I've been blessed with people around me because I'm telling you, will get caught in this business and 20 years pass.
Right, I will.
20 years pass, man. Wow.
What am I do for 20 years?
What you do?
Yeah.
Can we night for what? 11, 12? No?
Right. So things are so different now because we're talking about a time now where, you know, because of social media and because of even the fact that you're me and your Bridget me and our Bridget and family, like you see certain things and my mistakes cannot be your mistakes.
Right. But that's part of why we have Student to Life podcast.
Right.
So
my mistake, because I've made so many mistakes in my life.
We've done
beer bull.
We've made a lot of
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
but the greatest thing about life was what mistakes make you to be, turn you to be, what you learn from it. And so whatever mistakes my forefathers made, my elders made, I tried obviously to avoid it.
Right.
You know what I mean? We get caught in a business where, as I said, in 20 years it goes a boom.
Fly past quick.
Boom, 10 baby mother. In a jiffy.
We are good at that a little bit, but before we go there, sir, see it? Before we go there, sir, the disconnect between the young generation and the older generation, even with artists, where them now, they don't want to hear nothing that the older guys have to say because they feel like I'm on this pedestal now and I don't have to listen to
I think what I can answer that. I think what that is a respect factor. Because
to hold the elders that respect the youth.
Because
I love the youth.
Because the thing is, all right, so that's why Killer got always be a person where the youth them love. Because if no Killer miserable, we all know Killer.
Right.
But Killer respect you. You understand?
You have to.
So the thing is, the respect factor between, okay, you're as an older youth, where you do music long time, you feel like something if you do the same thing that you're doing.
Things are different.
Times have changed.
Times have changed.
It's just like how you cuss me, but sometimes I mix it on headphones or whatever. You cuss me say that, put on your headphones. It works, you know. You know, the mixing is still on point. It's like,
of course,
put on headphones. That's just what it is. It's just, you know.
This is certain protocols.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm saying I'm old schoolish, but you know what? I said the same thing to Polish.
Yeah, I'm sorry I use back in phone.
Why do you think I'm sorry?
I use mine. I use mine.
Bro, let me tell you, so we have certain things that comes with the attire.
Yeah. It's a uniform.
It's a uniform. So headphone, that look. When some people see somebody come on the stage and just mix it up.
It's a press some button.
If I say, you know, sir, we can't do it. No, you can't do it.
But that comes with
a different thing.
But that comes with experience.
And I know you guys are brilliant.
Yeah.
And I can do it as well.
But Twitch, this is the problem that I'm having. Everybody talk about changes and things are supposed to change and evolve, right? Why does the evolving process involve it being in a negative way? You understand what I'm saying? Like you said, we have a certain standard, a certain attire that we go by.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But you're trying to change that because we're trying to evolve, but it's not improving the craft. It's just like dancehall, you're doing certain lyrics that's not pushing the culture forward. You're doing certain levity that's not pushing the culture forward. You're evolving downwards. You're not evolving upwards, sir.
True.
You're not improving. You're evolving, but you're not improving.
All right, so perfect example of that, right? We was listening, I think it was we was watching a podcast yesterday with a driver yesterday. The Marley song will come out. What name again?
YG Marley.
Okay. Right.
Bad song.
The man have millions of views on Spotify.
Plays. When is that plays?
Right?
Yeah.
But it's a new song, but him stay authentic to reggae music. Yes. The drum and bass, what everybody loves.
So go ahead. What
I'm saying is just to show you that you can evolve, but you can't. But there's a principle to the music where you have to keep.
So this is another thing which I want all DJs, all selectors, so to speak, understand. And I've said this to you guys on many different occasions, and I try to say to some people.
Right.
Yes, the music has evolved.
Yeah.
But you see that drum and the bass and that one drop feel cannot get old. You know why? Connected to your heart.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
That one drop. Poof.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect example.
So, let me finish. You know why I want to finish?
Yeah.
Because EDM is 2 times that one drop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
So your heart still can relate to it.
Right.
So when you all play these songs out of phase
it's a
and
frequency.
too fast and the frequency, out of phase.
True, frequency.
So sometimes you play some songs where you a big song and you get the far away, forget and you get the responsive because people are not connected.
But you know the thing is, a lot of people don't understand even
they don't understand that beats per minute.
The key word in it, what we use just now is frequency. Even if I watch a scary movie, you know that there's a frequency behind the actual main sound that you can't hear. They have it on a certain frequency. Right. That is why you get scared. You understand what I'm saying? When you're making music nowadays, they make it on a certain, I can't remember it's the amount of frequency, hertz that it is, but a certain level of hertz that they play it at.
Connects to the human.
Right, but it don't connect to your heart. Right. That's the problem that we're making music and don't understand these frequencies. You understand? There are certain songs that you can play 10 million times and you don't get tired of it. But it's a song you can play one time and your ears hear it and you're just like, I don't want to hear this no more.
That's rejected.
That frequency don't relate to you no more. Your body has a frequency. You understand? And that same boom that you're talking about, your body has
it's a
that.
big thing. It's a big thing. You know that most rock steady, most studio one is 60, between 60 and 70.
Yeah.
Right.
Most EDM is what? 120,
140.
Which is the same. It's the same.
It's
Yeah,
just double the one job.
Right.
And that's why EDM, that's why you have people in clubs for 6 hours straight.
Just jumping, boom, boom,
They go crazy because it connected them so much.
Right. And that's how people gotta understand that music does influence.
So that's why when I play the song, them I always
I do it.
like, yo, bro, why you play the song so fast?
I do it sometimes, but I have the something.
Exactly. You just have to keep it.
But you have to have the rawness to the bass. If you lose the bass line,
you lose the bass line.
The bass, once you play too fast,
the tone of the bass line.
You don't hear the bass line anymore.
All
you hear is a flat sound.
Exactly.
So Twitch, would you let your kids be in this industry? Would you be okay with it?
I would be.
Of course.
But what advice would you give them if they wanted to start?
Learn.
You see,
music.
Same advice when like you or anybody else who come to me will love music. As I said before, the love for music is something that can be explained.
You can't develop it. You just have to inner you.
It's inner you, so to speak. And for any youth who do it, you cannot do it because you think
it's fun. Or you get women.
Which is the next segment we're going to.
Exactly. You know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It's not because of fame or
attention. No.
No.
Yeah, longevity.
Everything else comes along. Even money.
So you've been doing this for 35 years and we've been doing it for a while too, and we've experienced this, but we've missed out on a lot of stuff because we have to, every holiday we're booked. Every Mother's Day,
which is a blessing.
Valentine's Day, all of these days, we have obligations we gotta meet because we are the life of the party, and party always happen on these holidays. So we missed out on family time, a lot of that. Even as you as a parent, you might have missed out.
I'm the greatest father on the phone.
On the phone, right?
Which is crap, but...
So explain that part of it for you though, like some of the things that we miss out on as in the entertainment.
So in the early days, let's first say this: none of us are perfect.
No.
And our parents who thought they did it right, they probably messed up somebody.
There's no manual though.
There's no manual.
There's no manual to it.
And for me personally, my first set of kids got the worst of me. Because them time I was always
gone. Yeah.
I'm telling you, within a year of playing Afrique, I travel.
Right.
You know? My oldest son is 27. And me and him have one of the greatest relationships. Yeah, but there was a time where we weren't good. Because he was honest and like, why dad here? Why dad is, you know what I'm saying? And I had to explain to him, and no, he understands.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's still a couple kids who are like, yo, daddy wasn't there.
Right.
So you sending money and so I messed up. I really messed up then, but I look back and like, what could I have done? Really and truly.
Mm.
Because that was it's not like I didn't have a day job. I've never had a day job.
Yeah.
Right.
And as I said, I was playing a song that played 7 nights a week. 7 nights a week. It's not like no way, I play Monday, I skip out and go Thursday. No, 7 nights a week we play, brother.
For years.
I'm telling you, for a 10-year span.
Every night.
That's what when you say, some people say, Twitch really goes like that again. Bro, I did it. For all of your lifetimes put together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, for what I can say now, for the item, try to be able to balance it where you can decide when and where to book.
Right.
Like,
I mean, we've been did that from like,
you know, like so for me personally, at my stage in my career right now, I choose when, like somebody like they say, yo, I play a Christmas Day at Montreal. You know, I get a date there. Yeah. I'm not doing it.
Right.
Because so you can say, no, I'm not doing it.
I'm Thanksgiving, bro. You serious?
No.
Thanksgiving where? Can't do it. So I don't call it losing money. I gain family time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So back then, I had no choice. I was around a sound system or the vibes and everything that was going on. I would.
That's your obligation.
I'll come back tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Kids, we are sleeping tomorrow. We have Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which was crap.
Right.
They don't want you.
But you're caught in the whirlwind of what's going on, and you're younger and you're stupid about that. Yeah. So you live through your mistakes, and you know what I'm saying.
I know that causes problems when it comes to relationships, like intimacy relationships.
Right now, Rasta. And I said, Bob Marley a legend. That's all I got to say about that. That's all I have to say.
I mean, it all causes problem, dog, because, I mean, they're not going to understand the level of the thought process we have.
Make I say something. As a youth grow, just imagine back then, you're traveling so much and traveling different places and
seeing all types of
seeing everything and women see and you're gonna make mistakes, bro. We all know. We all make mistakes. No, let me talk. We all make mistakes, and they were fun mistakes though. They were fun, and you make what I mean. But at the end of the day, like for Uno now, I can tell you say there's certain things that I totally would have never done. If I could relive it, I would have never done when it comes to relationships. As far as how I lived and how things that I did. I mean, come on, bro. I mean,
when I travel, like, I might have done the places that you have done, but I've done a lot of places based off of, the people that I used to be on. So we travel with.
You play one party. Say you play Europe somewhere. Right. And there's a girl waiting on you.
They're literally just waiting.
Just wait on you.
It was literally stand up and waiting.
What for no?
I mean, for me, I just mind my business.
We do a politics time, right? What am I for the manly thing? A PMP. Go for the brother. Like,
no, but that's the thing, and I think a lot of people don't understand what the pressure we go through. The pressure,
and all of a sudden, now I'm supposed to be Jesus Christ,
Moses,
like Moses.
Yeah,
but like we were saying earlier, we are the bridge between us and the artists. So we are who they can touch and feel and talk to. Them can't do it with the artists because about 100 man
but
that's
don't deal with the artists.
But
But that's the thing what people don't understand. Remember, when you're in a party, right? Now we have people have access to you based off of SoundCloud, social media.
Right.
So when you go certain places now, like people just approach you like, oh my God, I listen to you all the time.
Absolutely.
And some of them hot. You know what I mean? Like you're like,
is this confessions?
Yeah. No. It's facts.
No, it's just facts.
It's facts.
So the older you get, you know when.
Well, me. Yeah.
You listen to my song?
Yeah, man. You follow me? Yeah.
Big up yourself. Man, you move on.
Yeah,
back then, for me say hello,
Where's some more?
No, my girl, man. What you want me to do?
No, but it's factual. And the funny thing is,
to be honest with you, it kind of give me some anxiety sometimes. It's when I travel and somebody we know from Adams, I say, go on and call you by your name, man. And then
because social media
knows.
That's what my point.
And the funny thing is, I don't know, this probably happened to you a lot, but more time you wait in our party and people just stand up and look for you. And then just not only women, you know, because you have some man will listen.
I remember someone better looking at you, right? So
I say go. They're not wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, but it happened though. Like
no, seriously.
The process is ridiculous. Like more time when I said, dog,
I had a stalker, bro.
This is rough.
Why in a story?
I never had one of those.
Why in a story?
Well, not that I know.
Literally had to call the police.
Seriously?
That's serious.
Why hear that story?
Nah, literally, I had to call the police and say, yo, the police was my brethren still. But I realized that she fought from my place in West Farm and he was working in the same area. I was like, bro, he had to go knock on her door and say, listen, leave this man alone. And I started stop crazy. Like the girl I was talking to at the time, she never understood. Like she thought it was like, yeah, you're a stalker.
Yeah.
Whatever. You ain't a star. She don't believe I'm a star, brother. Crazy. When you see the emails and the texts and this person, she will tell people, you're like, I'm her husband.
Oh, that's some mental shit.
Mental. Like it was scary, brother.
I've been through a situation, but not like as crazy as that.
You literally have to say, yo, listen, somebody page her, please.
Yeah.
So just imagine, when we talk about this thing, just imagine just a normal girl who sees you and like you and yo, it's Twitch, it's Brad, it's Stretch, whatever the case might be. For some reason,
them just like you.
They must like you.
And worse if you play good. So if sometimes them in the party,
you're good at what you do.
And them just stand up and look so. And that's their enjoyment. Like they're just like this. And that's their enjoyment for the night. No,
go treat them.
No, that's what I'm saying. It happened, bro. Like for real.
All right, so Twitch, what haven't you done that you still want to do after 35 years?
In the music?
Yeah. Like what places have you haven't been to yet? Like stuff like that.
I don't think there's anywhere. I mean, I was talking to a person the other day. he's in a band and he just come back from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Kevo, good youth and thing, right? So he went to New Zealand and Australia. I never been. I never been there. So
I think the only sound that's been to Australia is Stone.
Right. The Stone has been everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stone of Mataran Chupa and them go someplace where we all can dream of. Right. You know what I mean?
Mataran, the next one, if you want to chat, Jesus Christ.
Mataran has done it.
Yeah.
You know, but there's certain places I haven't been, and for me, if I don't travel, ever again, I'm okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've done it, and I've made my mark. I think in some sort of way.
Right.
My greatest thing is my mark that I think I've made is actually with Uno, so to speak.
Yeah.
If I not here anymore, Uno can say, boy, say Twitch always say this.
Right.
Twitch is, that's that.
And you saying that first person popping on made that glamour, bro.
Yeah.
Glamour popping on made because glamour is the energy was just infectious, bro. Like you never say glamour not laugh, glamour.
Greatest Tuesday, rest in peace, man.
That's a fact.
Even
them lowest moments, bro.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
Jaja.
Yeah.
One of the youth them.
I dedicate the episode to glamour.
Yeah, but glamour, like that youth, there was a youth, a prodigy selector, and a lot of people might not know he passed away, recently from cancer. And it's one of them youth there were, one of them great youth there.
Yeah.
Good man. But now I
great youth there like
you're right through the process.
I'm like, yo, how the hell I got some baby mothers still around? That's a different story.
But I think
people miss that still.
Yeah, but the funny thing, like I've known him throughout all my transitions. From every single song I've played.
Right.
I've known him through all the transitions. That's what I use.
It's just
jovial.
Jovial, love music.
Bro.
He's just like but never a bad vibe.
I have nothing bad to say about glamour.
Never.
Energy, nothing. And I'm always say, nobody like him.
But I feel so bad for Killer Mike and Shadow and Bigger. Like I can't imagine what they're going through to lose a sound member.
Right.
Because we have lose family members before.
Right.
But
it's like when you're on the road every night, bro.
But we become brothers. Like different than from you want to you are brothers.
Right.
So we don't part differently.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the levels of me and Smokey reach as far as being brothers.
Yeah, because I'm so of course.
I'm Smokey got me cost out in that and cost me too. Yeah. So
funniest things.
God forbid something was that, me and Spragga up on the road every day.
I'm glad you mentioned that. How is it now traveling with Spragga? Like as being
Spragga is one of the greatest human beings I've met.
Personality wise.
Just don't bring a girl around him. Well, back then. But seriously though, he's one of the greatest human beings I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah.
One of the greatest man them. Like I've learned so much in my last 10 years, and I've known him since before him Boss, as far as an artist.
Yeah.
Because me Boss as a selector before him even decides him how to do music. And and our journey, transition, simultaneously, parallel. So
it's just fun. Like
so it's like having your brother on the road. And the thing about it, one of the greatest assets of Spragga from Spragga is his humility.
Yeah. Yes, I've seen it.
Like you're there on him, but one of the coolest dudes, coolest superstars you'll ever meet. Yeah. Big up with the one as well. One of the coolest superstars.
Yeah.
But with Spragga, what I appreciate so much about working with him is the fact that, for example, we did a show in Barbados 2 weeks ago.
Right.
It's a corporate event, and he had a vision of what he wanted to do. And he has the lead because it's his show. I'm his DJ. And he sent me a list.
On Sunday, May 12th, the Art of Reggae Music Festival and INI Radio brings you Marcia Griffiths and Friends, where she celebrates 60 years in the business as the queen of reggae music. If you're watching and you don't know who that is the lady that does the electric slide. Yes. So there will be a lot of guests on that show. I cannot begin to name them. You have Busy Signal, Tanya Stevens. We got Kimani Marley. We got so much more for you in store for that day. It's a family show, starting the show at 12 o'clock midday. So you can bring the kids, bring the family, bring everybody out to come enjoy a day of fun. Music, legendary music, clean reggae music on Sunday, May 12th. This will all be at the Readiness Center in Miramar. So go ahead and get your tickets at theartofreggaefestival.com or go on Eventbrite, search the Art of Reggae Music Festival. You can find your tickets there, or check our Instagram, the Art of Reggae Music Festival on Instagram to get your tickets, your physical tickets locations, all right?
So boom, we did the show in a Barbados a couple of weeks ago, and he has a vision of exactly what he wants for the show, right? Send me list, and I never complain as far as whatever songs he's going to do. It's his show. I'm just here.
Like, you just support.
Right. I'm support, right? And we get there, and I realize absolutely nothing
like what I imagine.
That's what he envisioned.
Right. So you have to...
So I'm on stage, and Bugle was there as well. Bugle did his set, and I mixed with Bugle as well. Bugle gave me his running set. And I realized whatever we thought it was,
it's flip.
Not no corporate vibes. They want Spraga. They want Spraga Benz, the Spraga Benz that they know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I said to our manager, I said, listen. Tell the DJ, say,
first set.
everything we're ready, just follow my lead.
Right.
And he's like, yo, first thing he said, Twitch, do it, man.
Yeah.
And when we done, he followed to me and said, bro, like, because he knew.
It's like,
and I said this, I have texts in my phone, the fact that he allows me to be a selector during his set.
Yeah.
Most artists, they think so much about they're so involved within them whole thing.
Instead of having fun with the music,
right?
I'm so concerned about what the DJ do.
Exactly.
Love the DJ, make him DJ. You just sing and do what you want.
Just do what you have to do, brother.
That's it.
He never questions. That's how humble he is. You know, he must say, yo, I want to do that song tonight, you know. I'm going to find a way to get that song there, you know.
In the set.
Don't get me wrong, you know. If you say, yo, I want to do this tonight, I say, all right, DJ, I'll do that song tonight. All right. But I know exactly, because I see the crowd, I know the vibes, I know the energy. As a selector, because as me reaching on the stage,
you know, I pray everything.
I'm saying a girl that want that way there.
Yeah,
she want to hear things I go on. Right. We know what she want to hear.
Right.
You understand? So, at the end of the day, that's as I said, besides the music part of it, I've learned so much from Spraga as far as being a human being.
I think him and Wayne are actually the two most humble superstars that I've met.
Superstar, man. You know, Wayne is the same thing, humble. You know what I mean?
And they have hits, though.
And hits on top of hits.
Yeah,
man. Wayne, I think Wayne is on top of the list for me, because, like, the second time we meet him, we call him by my name. I was like, what?
Right.
What? He must say, yeah, man, remember, man.
So, you know?
It's a killer, don't forget nobody.
Don't forget
like, if you Beanie Man, Mr. Beanie Man, like, if you meet the one time, you never see how one pass.
Yeah, that was Wayne for me.
Man, at the end of the day, brother, like, it's a great chemistry that me and Spraga have as far as when it comes to music. You've seen us. You've seen us work.
Yeah.
And it's like, we bring authentic dancehall.
I make it fun.
I make it fun. Make sure, say, everybody, like, you enjoy, like, whatever you thought you missed in the 80s, as far as what we were talking about in the beginning of when we spoke about, like, a DJ and a selector, and we're playing rhythms, we bring that aspect. I try to bring that aspect to it.
Because, you know, the funny thing is, when people say Spraga, them things say that's serious, man.
They don't understand.
They have this Shutters idea.
Right.
So the first thing them say is,
Wayne.
Wayne.
And let me tell you something. When it's time to be serious, he's going to be serious. Right. When he's one of the...
Yeah, we've been around him, so you know.
You know, joke and then it's the vibe and the energy is what I said, you know.
And on behalf of all of the nephews, them.
Them nothing in your youth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but the first time they mentioned my name to you was when we used to Palm Beach, bro.
Right.
And not gonna lie, it wasn't good things at the time, because of who did I tell me.
So, what is going to be?
But I try to show you. And I met you myself.
I bet I be when I tell him something.
We meet him myself, and it was like, what? It's not add up. You understand what I said? Until then, till now, you always been, you know, the same miserable uncle. But yeah, you always been, you know. But on behalf of everybody, still, we appreciate the stories, them, brother. Not keep them coming every time. Because for the bigger man, them not do that. Them not do that for we.
Let me tell you something. And the reason why I'm the way I am, Jagabi.
Boca.
Jagabuka.
You know the funny thing is,
You
don't say never see me. I don't.
Yeah, man.
Nah, pass you.
Boca, so we Atlanta,
for him
bro.
one time, and I'm like,
Yes.
this nigga is
Atlanta.
this man is a legend.
Boca, so we Atlanta. See, let me out here. Mute your body, though.
Yeah, man.
Boca, that's
legend in real life.
So the love that he showed me, because I remember at this apex in my life in 1991, 92, Jagabi, Supercloud are the biggest things in the world. Like when we talk about when the man walk in a party, the reason why people used to go dance 3 o'clock because Jagabi didn't reach 3 o'clock. Because he was such a star.
Right.
I've never seen a star select a superstar like Jagabi.
Jagga.
I don't care who you want to talk about. Like I respect the glamour way and best to Rory and to Mark, you know, Danny rest in peace, like Sky Goose, all of them. When you talk about walking into a dance, sequin suit on a Tuesday night, you're like, what is this man doing? He was a star. And try to know him shoes match him suit, you know. The same material, you know.
Yeah. And then the big fans.
Big, man. But at that apex, the man never need me, bro.
Yeah.
No, but what
But him still sitting down on the youth and show you.
And brought me on the road and took me on the road and showed me everything.
That's one thing I love about
There's
him.
no way, exactly.
Him always
There's
show you
no
stuff.
way. Never sooner.
Yeah.
You mad?
There's a DJ who do that, but we're not gonna
We're not getting into that.
Yeah.
But
For real?
yeah, man.
We
You're
know that too.
You're era too, but we're not getting into that.
We're not gonna get into it.
We're not getting
No
into
way.
it. You're getting into it.
Most of
Also,
them-
and that's how we show you with most of the respect because you know, you're dealing with it like anyway. But final thought. Any advice that you want to give anybody, not to be about music, just any final thought you want to give?
Condoms are good.
I mean, that's not a bad advice, though. It's not a bad advice, but come on, Twitch.
And the NSC tell him to say that.
That is, let's put this, let's say this. That's not a bad advice, because today's era and the economy is terrible for kids. Okay, so wrap it up. But go on Twitch.
Listen. I got a lot of kids, man. And if I was to do it again, I would have the same amount of kids.
In a better way.
But in a different way. 7 baby mother, brother.
Yeah.
Rough. It's rough. You know what I mean?
What about you, brother?
Let's start
Final
here.
advice.
So wrap it up, sons,
Final advice.
nephews.
You're never too old for learn.
Never.
Saying, never too old for learn. And don't be ignorant. Be humble. Care go far away.
Yeah.
Humility, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Longevity is not about the hype. It's about
Never.
being consistent and stay focused.
For me, it's
Allow the hype alone.
always learning where you come from. Not only seeing where you come from, but learning where you come from. Like me, like being here for a long time, sometimes I go back home to Jamaica and it's like, remembering how we grew up and remembering certain values that we grew with. Coming back here is like, damn, I'm gonna lose my way a little bit, but going back there kind of just level you back out. So learning where you come from is very important.
I try to explain to my kids, and I said to my son the other day, he's gonna be 15 in a couple of days. Saying, I'm gonna call him real quick. Call him. Man's on the phone, me a bacchanizing in the background. Saying, hey dad, I'm on the road. Blah, blah, blah. But say, hey, so where that? Yo, I'm with my cousin. Where? But say, my youth. Where? I'll call you back. Click hang up on me.
That's
Remember, no. If I driving him cousin, music I play, was a girl cousin, cool. Because if it was I don't know what it was.
Right.
He said, come back, Mr. Mike, I'm going to tell you this. He said, anytime me,
Your
mother, your grandmother call you, everything stop my youth.
Yeah, I don't think these younger kids.
True word.
No, but because I go through that too.
Because if I'm here right now and my phone rings and mommy's on the phone, stop. Pause. Done. Hey mom, what's up? That respect that we have, I'm a grown man.
Should I call you for something?
Bro, if I'm calling you, son, stop. Don't tell me you gotta respect who you're around at the moment. No, our mommy call you, our daddy call you. Like, these are the values that I think you get lost in transition and in growing up and different eras. Don't lose that respect you have for mom. Like, these kids, nowadays, kids be cursed at their parents. Your mother, I don't know, me can't cuss at my mother.
You're mad because how shows you mad?
You mad? You want something flyer for you?
Cause, you know,
you want something flyer for you?
I'm mom in a business, but me that never.
It's just a respect thing.
It's that respect Do not lose that.
But I go through the process too. Bro.
And learning where you come from.
Remember, I have a 12-year-old.
Exactly. So when you go back to Jamaica, you remember all the times then, you know there's certain things you couldn't do.
First of all, there's as I said, the community grow up. And certain people you still cannot
because if you're mad,
it will be if you're mad.
The community grow up.
The community grow up. But see, the kids nowadays is not going to really understand
that. And let's be fair. The parents that think they're parents that think they don't know nothing.
Right.
Because for example, if say your kid disrespects a teacher and your teacher gets mad at the kid, back then, if me disrespect a teacher, right? And my mother comes to the school, teacher beat me, and I'm going to go in that ear. She beat me, right? Yeah. No, your teacher get mad by your kid because your kid was disrespectful. Right. You got to the school, go you want to fight teacher.
Yeah, I don't
so wait, teach. What does that teach your kid? Respect. That I can do any crap and I get away with it because my parents going to defend it.
Right.
So we've lost that.
Yeah. You know the funny thing?
And it's our generation.
I know, but she probably gonna watch it, and I want her to watch it because my child.
Hopefully.
So what it is, whenever she get problems and I go to the school, I tell the teacher, I said, Miss, is there any punishment you got for her?
Deal with it.
Give it to her.
Yes, the mother afraid.
I say if she don't pass her stuff, pay her for it.
Yes,
because I did school already.
Right.
So if she got to repeat a grade,
make sure do it. That's feel ashamed there.
It's because she has to go through that process. I'm not going through the process again.
Exactly, brother.
Because I am not going to defend her foolishness.
No, you cannot.
Problems, and I said it in front of her.
We are a generation of enablers.
Right.
That's all we do.
So we
enable crap from our kids because, I went through it, so I don't want my kids to go through it. Shut the hell up, bro.
No, man.
Make them go through it.
These fingertips, you know how much rule and knock them fingertips?
Come on, bro.
And then the next argument that I hate is, so for instance, you are the father, and man, I said, I don't want get my father's footsteps. Why not? Bob Marley said it for mute them so they might do it, make it easier for them.
Right.
You understand why you don't want to, you want to go, okay, you don't want to be Damian Marley, you're going to be Damian and a child bus by yourself when your father don't set a legacy for you. You understand
it's a that no still. To me, and I have a lot of friends who their fathers are like superstars.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, my dad was a boxer and then became Jamaica's boxing coach for how many years? Nobody not thumping my what kind of thumping?
No, but in certain aspects.
So I believe that each individual has that part to work.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you're walking in your father's footsteps,
that's cool. Yeah.
That's cool. But if you want to walk your step, I'm going to support you as my child as well.
So I think in most cases where kids go wrong with that situation is if for instance, I'm a DJ or I do other stuff on the side. And you want to go into that.
What kind of stuff? Illegal business?
No, I don't do illegals, man.
Okay.
But imagine I'm in the same field where I have the knowledge to give to you.
Right.
But you choose to get the knowledge from somebody else. Because you feel like
all the time.
That's where things disconnect because I'm in the music. Why wouldn't you not come to me for the knowledge I've been through the process of it.
So sometimes and I've seen it, and I have so many examples of kids who want to be artists and them fathers are great artists. Our producer, and them go the other way to our next producer. I probably go to our next artist because sometimes it comes from the mom.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it where the mom is like, you need to have your own path.
Right. And don't follow your father's footsteps.
Trust me, brother.
And sometimes it's a law of familiarity because I'm saying if I'm familiar with somebody, sometimes you don't really want to hear the advice from them. So
that's true. So sometimes it's where you get it from the outside. It works better than
you don't tell a man say, yo, talk to him, I'm kill him.
Right. It's crazy time I come, yo, Spragger, you chat to the man. Talk to you, never you me talk to him.
Problem.
At the end of the day, I'm not gonna listen because this become, whatever.
But anyway, we're going over time.
Overtime, so it go. Next time,
So people, give thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Student to Life podcast. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. Share it with the peoples them. I mean, and we'll see you guys next time for another episode.
One love, bless.
Out.